a decompressed time or playtime alone, to be with your fantasies, your thoughts. And this is the seedbed for deepening, it seems to me. And it's also a way to get off that sensational treadmill. So many things are sensationalism right now in the movie theaters, the videos, and so on. Slows one down. And it helps develop conscience, I believe, too, or can. So an ability to stay present to and accepting the evolving nature of conflict. Again, staying with the rivaling forces within one, the client's battle, as I put it. An ability to stay present to the evolving nature of life. And again, being with what continually emerges. An ability to, and here's where Becker comes in again, an ability to give oneself over discerningly to the ultimately unknowable. And this implies a trust in the ultimately unknowable, or as I put it, faith in the inscrutable. It is a kind of leap of faith, but I think through that depth experiential therapy process, clients often do learn to trust the ultimately unknowable, simply because they've been immersed in those kinds of regions so often in the work over and over and again, and have seen shifts begin to happen. Hopefully, eventually, major shifts where they just will not accept cutting their life force off anymore, and they break through. But also with a great humility, I think, about how powerful the subconscious can be and the mysterious regions of living can be. And yet there's more of a trust for those too. So hopefully it'll help their leaps of faith. Well, thank you for leaping into this seminar, your leap of faith. And I much appreciate your time. I will be glad to entertain some questions if you have them now. I guess we have about 15 minutes or so. Or is that right? Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, over here.
As an observation on your wonderful sharings of how you help people get through their anxieties, their fears, their existential worries, I believe that it's not the anxiety that's the problem, it's the anxiety about the anxiety.
Well, that's a good point. It's almost like Roosevelt's point about fear is fear of fear. Yeah, I could see having anxiety about the anxiety, but how does that place somebody in a different position in terms of mystery, or?
It makes it much easier to face the anxiety if you deal with the anxiety about the anxiety directly.
By speaking about it, by
speaking about it, using various techniques to.
So would you be speaking about, let's say, using a desensitization technique to quell the anxiety, or other approaches? Maybe helping to calm the person about having anxiety. What do you think it is about anxiety that causes anxiety?
It's the childhood silliness that we carry over into adulthood. In childhood, it's helpful and sometimes a survival mechanism to run away from or bury an anxiety because we can't change our parents, we can't trade them in, and we can't leave. But we grow up with those habits becoming our default.
Like so many habits. Thank you. Yeah. Yes?
There's also a child, in your list, I didn't hear that childlike wonder that often, maybe just to piggyback on what has been said, carries over to an adult often.
Well, if it's not there, it should be there. I mean, I think you can see it in, taking time, a focus on what one loves, that sense of wonder. Kid just following his bliss, you could say, in some way. Capacity to see the bigger picture, maybe in some ways, kids do. In other ways, they are not capable of doing that yet. But the playful aspect of that. But maybe playful could be added in. Thank you. Yes.